I've been spending time thinking about the time I spent on things that I despised, and all the sleepless nights, ambition cast aside for TV and wishing and dreaming. But I'm still waiting on a sign, like I believe in something, like something believes in me. Waiting is too easy, wishing is too easy. Nothing that's easy will free me. And this is where I turn around and make my way back to red.
Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to another video. This is a week of my life, a week of writing and reading and just being so cozy. So it's Friday. I know that's a random day to start, but I really did not feel like vlogging this week. I had a really busy week, but we made it to Friday and I'm so jazzed. I am currently taking a break from my work in progress to actually focus on a short story that I'm writing. One of the things that I wanted to do this year was share my work in a really meaningful way, and that meant focusing on short stories a little bit more because they're just such an easy thing to send out into the world. It isn't a full novel. I am planning to submit my work to some contests and potentially share it in another way. I haven't decided yet, but I'm focusing this next week on this short story because the deadline for the contest that I want to enter is actually next week. So it is Friday and I want to have the first draft done by Sunday, send it off to get edited, and then submit it by Wednesday. The story that I'm writing is all about a young woman who goes to an art gallery opening to confront her mentor who was really cruel to her and like destroyed her confidence. So that's what the story is about. It was really hard coming up with ideas, honestly. So I think that's it. I think that's all the updates. It's just going to be a cozy weekend and week of writing and reading all around a full-time job. So wherever you are, if you are not already cozy, get cozy. Let's get into it.
I refuse to listen to this sound. The future is loud, but my friends are with me now, and now will last a while. I used to never smile, show my teeth, or be open to change, but all of my friends are with me now. I may lose my way, you know I already lost it today.
I haven't written a short story in about a year, I think. I did an October vlog a few years ago or like last year. I honestly can't remember. Time is like a black hole nowadays for me. So that's the last time I wrote a short story. And so I am really excited, but also a little nervous. It's always a little nerve-wracking to change up your writing and like focus on something else. It's like a whole new thing and you forget how to do it. But this week I actually wrote a bunch of it in my journal because I just kind of felt like writing it by hand, and that's one of the things that I think I'm gonna do for short stories in particular. I just feel like it allows me to really focus and put down the story. But I am running out of time, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that this morning or if I'm just gonna transcribe and try to type it. Unfortunately, I think because of the time constraints, I'm probably just gonna type it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But going forward, I kind of want to create a challenge for myself in March to like write 2 short stories or something, because writing a book is great, obviously, but it does just like take so long, especially if you're like me and you can't dedicate your entire days to it. It takes a really long time. And so being able to complete a story and have it in your hand and have it be done is just a really great feeling. And that's why I kind of want to get into short stories a little bit. Let's get to it. Let's stop procrastinating and let's write a short story.
Just to be clear, I admit to all of my crimes. No, I've been a fool so many times. When a hopeless romantic finds love, he's bound to start looking looking in places that he's not gonna find hope at all. I'm always gonna fall. It's not so hopeless after all. You know that I was trying so hard not to hide my heart, but I got colder, cynical and older, and the world got smaller, dark since I wrote it. And just to be clear, you're the victim in all my crimes. You know I've given up too many times. When a hopeless romantic finds love, he's bound to start looking in places that he's not gonna find hope at all. I'm always gonna fall. It's not so hopeless after all.
Oh my god, this is going... this is so brutal. I don't know why. I'm having such a hard time focusing. But where am I? I am at around 740 pages. And I am going to take a little bit of a break because today, this afternoon, we are going to go to a bookstore and I am going to try to sell some of my books to the bookstore, which is really fun. I have a number of books that I've either read once and I don't really want to read again, or they are just straight up DNFs. And yeah, I'm going to sell them back and see if I can get a little bit of money. And since I'm getting rid of books and since it's basically money that I'm getting today, I might allow myself to buy a single book. We shall see. My partner wants to go and look for some travel books for a trip that we're taking. So we'll see. We'll see if I can find any, but we are going to go to a bookstore and that is my treat for focusing. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to do that and then I am going to get back to work. Wow, my brain just paused there for a second, but it's going well. It's just every single sentence I'm overthinking. And I just want to get into that like rhythm where you don't think about what you're saying and the story just kind of comes through. But that's not today. And sometimes it just doesn't happen and you can't force it. And that's okay. That is okay. The most important part is to just get the story down and fix it later. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So here is the stack that I'm gonna get rid of. I have to go through them now and make sure that there's nothing tucked into the pages. Okay, here's the game plan for today. I woke up super early and did the laundry, did some tidying, did like house chores, and read, and now I am gonna go to a coffee shop and I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna focus so hard. I'm only gonna let myself write or film and nothing else. The coffee shop that I'm going to closes at 1 on the weekends, so I'm really hoping, really hoping that I can get this story done by 1. It is currently, it's like almost 10:30. So if I can focus from now until 1 p.m., I just got to get a first draft down. And I'm at around 700 words. Just finish a story. So let's see. Onward.
Well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, I realized before I told you it was like 10:30 when I left, it was definitely 9, because it is now just after 11 and I finished, and I'm so happy that I finished. And it was a lot easier than I was anticipating. A lot of my writing lately has just been not slow, but very painful. Just like all last week was definitely a struggle for focus, struggle with focus, all of that. But luckily this morning it was not. And it really helped to just like give myself some very tough love and say that I'm not allowed to do anything but write. I kept my computer off of the internet, which was really good at the cafe, and I also didn't look at my phone too much because I was filming. Overall, I feel pretty good about this story. I feel really good about the story. I feel good about how it turned out. It was exactly kind of what I wanted it to be, which feels good. Right now, my partner is actually just reading through it, and after he is done, we're gonna go on a walk and we'll talk a little bit about it. He'll probably give me some feedback, which is really great. He always gives like the greatest feedback. He's really insightful. So once that happens, I will probably work on it a little bit longer, and then I will send it off to my friend to edit and just keep going with it. It feels good. It's so hard to write a short story and feel like it is good because it is so short and you have to pack so much in such a little amount of time. But I really played around with metaphorical writing and descriptive writing in a way that I feel like I've been avoiding with my draft writing, which is kind of nice. I actually think that I'm going to try to really balance writing short stories and writing my book, because when I'm writing my book, I'm just focusing on the plot and I'm trying to avoid any flowery language. But writing this short story I was really able to like relax into my writing in a way that I haven't been allowing myself to. And that feels really good. So I think March there will be a little bit of a challenge to myself to write short stories. I'm going to stop rambling on. I'm going to fold a massive pile of laundry that is right beside me. I'm going to go on a little bit of a walk and then spend probably a little bit of time working on the story depending on the feedback that my partner gives me, or I will read for the rest of the day and we will pick back up on the short story either tomorrow or Tuesday. We shall see.
You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, oh, oh.
I am home. It is so blistery outside, and you may hear the sounds of my partner making dinner right now. We are having a very delicious dinner of fake chicken nuggets and french fries and salad. I didn't get any writing done today because I was thinking about working on my main story, like my actual book that I've been working on. But I just got in my head about it and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to get the edits back for the short story by tomorrow. So what's the point? But the truth is, really, I did not want to write because I'm reading this book and This book and I are having a moment. We are having a very, very big moment. This book is phenomenal. This is Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. And I truly believe that this book is going to be the standard to which I hold all nonfiction and biography books that I ever read again. I don't know if that made sense, but oh my goodness, I'm just loving this book. I'm loving this book so much, and I cannot put it down. It is massive. It is a massive book. The actual writing is about 937 pages, but then there are a ton of notes, so it's over 1,000 pages, but it does not feel like that. I have read this book so quickly. I cannot put it down. I've stopped reading all other books. I am consumed by this. I'll talk a little bit more about it when I do my February reading wrap up, if I finish this by February. And now you're gonna hear my cat. I'll talk about it more in depth when I do my reading wrap up for the month, but what I will say is that I have loved Sylvia Plath's writing since I was a teenager. I read The Bell Jar when I was in high school for a book report, and I fell in love with her writing. And so much so that actually my very first tattoo is her words. I don't like the tattoo anymore, but I don't regret it. I love those words so much. I just don't love the design. Anyway, that's a digression. But I haven't been able to read her for a while because of mental health issues, and I find that she can be kind of triggering, which is a big trigger warning to anyone who is intrigued by her work. I find her deeply triggering. The way that she writes about depression is just very harrowing. However, I'm pleased to report I am in a significantly better place, and reading her words now feels as transformative as when I was reading War and Peace. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat playing. It's hilarious. I love him. I love that he's in the background. I don't even care. He's playing with his sock monkey. I don't know what I was saying though. I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. I mean, it is a sad story, but her words are so beautiful, and her writing is so beautiful, and the way Heather Clark wrote this feels like she did Sylvia Plath justice. It is so neutral. I just honestly, congratulations to Heather Clark. I can't believe that this actually didn't win a Pulitzer Prize, because it is phenomenal. And just even as someone who's studied history, the fact that Heather Clark was able to present Sylvia Plath's life in this way, I feel like this is the formative biography on Sylvia Plath. If you want to know anything about her, this is the book I would highly recommend reading, because it's just written so well, and Heather Clark stands back when she needs to and allows Sylvia Plath to jump from the page and allows Plath's words to speak for themselves. But then she also inserts herself and analyzes Plath's poetry and writing in a way that I feel like you'll walk away from this book appreciating her brilliance all the more. She also presents her as a flawed individual. I think that that's really important. And Sylvia Plath was a woman in the 1950s, and you could imagine that there is a lot of racism and anti-Semitism that appears in her world, and herself included. And so there are deep flaws to her character that are explored. It's just a really, really well done work of art on an artist who was gone too soon, and I can't help but read this and wonder what she would be today. I could go on and on about this book, truly. I just wanted you to know that's why I didn't write today, because I am just so enthralled with this, and I think I have 200 pages left. I have less than 200 pages left. and I'm ready to be done it, because we're at a part now in her life that is very, very sad, and I know it's going to be very harrowing to read. But I also don't want it to end, because I don't want to not be reading this book anymore. I don't want to not have this book be a highlight of my day. And I think that this is going to be the year that I probably will read more of Sylvia Plath, because this has just reignited something in me that I feel like didn't lose, but that I kind of put on the back burner a little bit over these past few years. And whew, I'm grateful. But that's why I didn't get any writing done today, but it's totally fine. I'm definitely gonna write tomorrow, because I have to submit the piece tomorrow, so that is going to happen. That I don't regret it. So now I am going to eat my delicious dinner, and then we're gonna watch the Last of Us episode, the most recent one. We were going to watch it yesterday, but we're kind of both like, we both go to bed really early, and and you know, the show comes out at 9, so we were pretty sleepy. So we are going to watch that tonight and then pick back up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna definitely read this book tomorrow morning, but then I will write, and you will see more of that. Good morning, baby.
I want you to know how I feel. Though I may say it, I just think that I might have to spell it out for you. So listen here. I want this all to be crystal clear. Oh, I care about you more than a lot. This feeling I feel is felt deep in my heart. And by chance, if you feel just a bit of the same, then come over, baby, stop playing this game. We haven't known each other long, but God, it's easier to say what I feel when I write a song. That is, if you don't mind. I have been thinking of you all this time. Oh, I care about you more than a lot. This feeling I feel is felt deep in my heart. And my chance, if you feel just a bit of the same, then come over, baby, stop playing this game.
I'm admittedly feeling so self-conscious about this vlog because I feel like it's very random, but I just finished my journal. So satisfying. I have a superstition that I always leave the last page blank because there's always more to write, but I can't believe it. I started this journal in July 2022, and it is, I guess, I'm gonna say February, even though it's the 1st of March. Just writing in the date, but oh my goodness, this started out as like a practice notebook for
my dragon story, but then it just kind of turned into like an actual journal. I really ended up liking the like flat lay of the pages. So wow, I have so many notebooks that I can pick now. So I'm gonna go pick a new journal, and then we're gonna get to writing. And I am excited / nervous to write today. It's just before 8 a.m. so I have about an hour, and whenever I've taken a little bit of a break from my main story or from writing in general. So like, I haven't actually taken a break from writing. I wrote my short story, but I haven't been working on my main book. And if you are a writer, you know that like mental gymnastics that your brain does to convince you all of the reasons why you can't do this. And so I honestly can't even remember the last time I wrote on my main story, but of course in my mind I am convincing myself that it's been so long, this is gonna be so hard, and like, oh, I don't want to do it, and blah, 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 blah. So my remedy for that is that I tell myself that I'm just gonna sit down and just read the previous scene that I've written. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. And I do that because I find that when I go back and I reread the scene that I've already written, I get that momentum going, and it's not always like right away. I don't write hundreds of words right away, but it is like enough to put me back into the motion of my story and what I want to happen next. So I am gonna pick my next journal, and then I'm going to sit and reread my previous scene. And tonight I am going to see Hamilton. I am so excited. We got tickets almost as soon as they went on sale, so they were fairly inexpensive, and I can't believe it. I'm going with a friend, Fatuma, who's been on my videos before, and Tom, and I cannot wait. And that will be my treat today for, first of all, getting through a day of work, but second of all, getting back into writing. So let's get to it. Okay, I'm gonna go finish my coffee, gather up all my journals, and then we'll pick the next one. But it's so crazy. It's so sad. Goodbye, journal. So many feelings. So many experimental writing exercises. So many instances of me writing the sentence, I'm exhausted. Ugh. I don't know about you, but I actually like almost never go back and read my old journals, like ever. I think I just have this weird, horrible feeling that I'm an incredibly boring person and there's like nothing exciting in them. So I tend to not go back and reread them. I once looked at my old high school, actually not even high school, I went through my like middle school journals and they were terrible. So.
Afternoon on a train. I only took it because it started to rain. Afternoon in the fall. This weather always makes me think about it all. The woman.
We have this one, which is kind of small. Admittedly, it's a little thin, so I'm not sure. There's the green one, which I love. I'm like, Green and I are having a big moment right now. I really like this one. And then there's this really cute little yellow one, which I also really love. I'm deciding between the yellow and the green one. The yellow one just feels good, you know? I might do the yellow one. I'm gonna ask my friend her opinion and then I'll decide, because then I'll know which one I really want. That's my go-to always.
Across me, she's wearing a trench coat, a bouquet of roses. I wonder what they're for. A candlelit dinner, a date in the park, a night at the theater.
terms of like where I'm at in the book, I'm at part 2, and I'm only like 3 scenes into part 2, and part 2 is kind of, I don't know if part 2 is going to stay part 2. It is a turning point for the 2 characters, but I think I'm going to have to really pare this down, because one of my favorite / least favorite things in the world to write is a conversation between 2 people. I can really get lost in like the circular aspects of conversations. And that tends to be the scenes that are the longest for me, is when 2 people are conversing, either for the sake of getting to know one another or something. I don't know. I feel like I can just really let myself go. So I think I'm actually going to go back a couple scenes and work them down significantly, which will take a little bit longer than just reading the scene. So, but I think that's what needs to happen. I think it needs to be pared down a bit, and I need to focus on like the intent of the scene. And then I think move on, because sometimes when my characters are in transitional places, whether it is literally they're going from point A to point B, or they have to overcome something, or something has to be revealed. So I guess really like those turning point moments, I find I can really stretch out and overwrite in many ways. So my goal for this draft is to pare it down. And I think one of the ways I'm going to do that is really just like try to make these 3 scenes a single scene. Ooh, that might be a fun challenge for me. I think I just stumbled upon what I'm going to actually try to accomplish the next little bit, is I'm going to try to make these 3 scenes one scene. And I will save them for maybe the next draft if one of the notes is, oh, we needed more in this moment. That's what I'm going to do. Perfect. Okay. So I think I only have like 20 more minutes left. It's a struggle today to focus. Okay, so I think I guess I'll just keep going. I only have 20 minutes, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this. So how am I going to do this? I am going to go back and I'm going to read all 3 scenes. I'm going to create a separate document / the new scene, and I'm going to cut and paste the elements of the 3 scenes that I like into the new document. I'm going to kind of Frankenstein a scene. We'll see. One scene might be really difficult. I might make 2. We'll see. I'm going to pare them down, okay? I'm going to pare them down.
Or if loving him is pain, but I do know that our fates have intertwined for a moment on a train. Almost at the downtown stop.